I am Randy Ford. My company is First Story Strategies. I'm a freelance writer, storytelling strategist, and video producer. Yeah, I came up with the name First Story Strategies because I wanted to emphasize storytelling and using that as a strategy to get communication things across, and really then also the idea that the story is what should come first. So putting all that together, First Story Strategies. So I started as a reporter and was covering policy and politics in Tennessee, which is where I'm from. And from that, I started working in politics, and I spent a long time in DC. For 10 years, I worked with a member of Congress as his press secretary and then his chief of staff. He eventually retired, and I started working with associations, nonprofits, and federal agencies on their communication stuff, as well as their event planning, and then started my own thing. So that's when I decided that this was what I wanted to kind of try to carve out for myself, and I've been pretty lucky in that. When it comes to working with a client, one of my favorite things to do is help tell the stories of award winners or other people who are kind of making a difference on the ground. So there's a national housing support organization that does great stuff in communities all across the country, and they recently announced their award winners. I got to do the profiles of those, and it's so cool to see, knowing that they're dealing with this high level national policy, and then to see how that filters down, and to get to talk to the people who are using that network and that structure to create more low-income housing opportunities, to give safe spaces for underserved youth to have a place to gather, and a farmer who is teaching people in a low-income community how to do sustainable farming so that they can not only have nutritious meals for their family, but grow excess that they can take out to market to boost the local economy with this new sustainable farming that's new to these people. So it's so cool to get to look at the big picture policy stuff, and then be the person who goes and is like, look the difference this is making on the ground. I really enjoy that. You get to do, or I at least get to do so many different topics, and by working with so many different clients. And so that's one of my top 3 things about this industry, is getting to deal with things that are I never thought that I would be working on. Another thing is that, I started my company in 2016 and have been able to help people, organizations that may not be able to bring in a full-time writer or full-time communications person, but might want to tap into a little bit of my time, given like the 20-something years experience that I have. I like to say, yeah, I want to help your organization without you having to hire in-house or frankly go to a bigger firm. I like that I'm able to do this mostly on my own, along with some collaborators. And then the other thing I love about kind of the nonprofit consulting world is it really is the people. I mean, the people you get to meet who are dedicated to mission-driven organizations. They just have such a focus on that, and you almost never meet somebody you don't like in this world, which is really cool. Joined ACN in 2018, and since then I have gotten to do a lot of things with the organization in just those few short years. I get to help plan our big anniversary celebration. Then I volunteered with the communications committee, volunteered with the events committee, and then I got a chance to be on the board and be vice president of the board. So all of that has been a great opportunity just since I joined the group in 2018. Yeah, I also love being involved in the ACN Empower groups, which are just, not every organization has those, and it's a great way to bring together like-minded people who are facing some of the same challenges in their career, or people with similar life experiences. I have already gotten a lot of value out of the LGBTQ group, ways that we can collectively have a voice within ACN and the consulting world, and what we can do collectively to help nonprofits that are also focused on the mission that relates to our experience. One of the things that I've been most proud of from my volunteer experience is getting to be in on the discussions at the board level right at the time that we were starting to kind of shift the strategy and focus and really kind of narrow down and understand who it is we're serving and how we can best do that. And watching how the organization takes that new direction and is really expanding services for members so that we have more that we can provide to our nonprofit clients. It's been real great to watch how that has grown over the past few years, and it's felt great to be part of that. Also, the ACN professional team have been a huge part of that too, and we just thank them so much for helping that mission move along. It's easy to get overextended and kind of burn out. And what's good about ACN is that you really have the opportunity to kind of take it at your own pace, make sure that you're prioritizing that work as it fits into your overall practice, and you're understanding the benefits that come from helping ACN, but how that can help you, and make sure that it's kind of right-sized in how much that you are able to give of yourself, knowing that we all have our other projects that we are doing as volunteers, and making sure that we're not biting off more than we can chew in general, because that's when we're able to give the best of ourselves, not only to ACN, but to our clients and to the people in our personal lives. One member that I am really glad that I got to meet pretty early on in my experience is Jill Misra, who's past president of ACN. I worked with her on the board, but also she kind of was an entry for me to a new world of social work, which obviously is important in the nonprofit world, but was not something that I had any experience with. And so learning that through the eyes of a colleague whom I respected, and then she even was kind enough to give me the opportunity to come speak to her social work students, which was another way for me to learn more about their experiences and what they're doing in the world. So I've met so many great people at ACN, but especially the growth opportunities and the learning opportunities that I had from Jill introducing me to this important world that it was kind of new to me. I think the most helpful resource for me at ACN is really the membership directory on the website, and being able to be a part of that, have my information listed, but then also to find other people. There have been lots of times where people have come to me and said, "Hey, I know you work with nonprofits. Do you do this?" And I say, "No, I don't, but I know a great resource where I can go and find some people who do." And so I'm able to make connections for people or share profiles and say, "Let me know what kind of introductions you want to make." So not only being out there myself as part of the directory, but being able to see and understand exactly what my fellow members are up to is a great resource that ACN provides. If I were talking to a new ACN member, I would say, first of all, welcome. This is a great organization of people who are dedicated to helping mission-driven organizations advance their goals, and it's just a great group of people. I would say get to know them and get involved in the organization as quickly as you can. A lot of times I've done this too. I've joined something and then I've kind of wanted to sit back and watch how it plays out before I jump in. ACN is different. The consultants and ACN want to meet our colleagues right away. We want to have collaboration partners. We want volunteers to join us in the work we're doing. I was lucky to get on a board or a committee rather as soon as I joined to start help planning our anniversary celebration, which then led to every other volunteer opportunity and all of the people I've met through ACN. So I say jump in and meet people by helping out as quickly as you can. I love vacationing in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I like just black coffee. Big pet peeve is, right now it's on my mind, is people who don't know sidewalk etiquette. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. I'm a chips guy. I'll always go for the chips. I thought about getting the fish, actually. That might be an ideal pet for me. It's too late for this, but my favorite person was Mary Tyler Moore, and I would love to have met her. I know it's corny, but honestly, my mom. She's done so much and has been so great, influential in my life. And when I think back about all the stuff that she's overcome to be so great for my brother and me. Yeah, thanks, Mom.